Those are people who died, died. Those are people who died, died. Those are people who died, died. They were all my friends, and they died. It was a and then he thought he could fly. He said, "Those are people who died, died. Those are people who died. They were all my friends, and they died." High above West Tower, downtown Los Angeles, the new 106K light, 106.1, with a little bit of Gomanger. Rock with you, dance, yeah. Anyway, I was in the middle of like explaining when I was down by the tracks there, and the opener going there, where we were finding our new little place there. I'm not gonna go there a lot, just in case someone is listening in, to know, hey, they probably got the car bugged, they probably know our location right now, but they're probably just leaving us alone, it's like that thing, with angels, bad angels, it's, or whatever, it's like, I'm just giving a hypothetical. I think we could segue a little bit into Christianity. I think I was going to, but I was just holding that back a little bit. No, because it's just a matter of time before that becomes an issue. I know it's talked about, from time to time. Especially with the Stormy thing and everything. I know Joy and Whoopi. I know they were discussing about, how could they support, how could they, the Christianities and all that, the Catholics, how could they support someone like him and stuff like that. Me as a viewer, I'm going to have my little coffee. I don't know. Me personally, say if I was on the show and everything, they wouldn't even listen to me anyway. No one listens to me. I'd be sitting there. But, those other girls just talk and talk and talk. The one girl, she's talking so much, the next you know, they have her on CNN, she's like, I often said, no one's going to listen to anybody if they're just yelling. They're just screaming and yelling and just it's just overexposure, all this news. It's just getting to the point, where it's just too much. There's too many things. There's too many things, and then you gotta look at the outcome. Alright, say he does get impeached. What happens then? Do they even think about it? What happens? Just like in the opener, I was talking. Well, let me go to the girl in California. I said, because I was thinking of her and everything, because I was like my audience, I wouldn't have a big audience. I'm not a populist. I'm not big and popular. What I say, like I said in the opener, I said it's either two choices. It's either you got to agree with all this stuff, agree it was rigged and everything, the Russians, they had a little bit of money, they influenced the election, they swayed it, one way, is that the proper word? They tilted it, towards Trump, stuff like that. But we were on the tracks there. I'm like, that's why I said I was just joking, like I said, because occasionally I was going there because, Rod ain't stopping by, and I don't know, Morgan's just like, oh, keep with it, you're doing good, you're doing great. I believe him, because I talked to him. So the thing was, 2 weeks ago, I don't know when it was, I talked to everybody that day. And even when we're doing posts, I said, well, could we switch on to another post? And they just go on and on, it's like, it just, whatever I'm saying is just, I don't know, it's like, invisible.
The Bible, then comparing it to things that you've researched and other researchers, to see if there's any similarities, differences, and what can it be, and how could they misinterpret so much?
Just Paul.
Well, do you think that's a good point?
Sounds a little bit like Paul Vandenberg.
Or is it deliberate?
I don't think it is, though.
Question too.
But anyway, my point would be, isn't that what you don't judge, And then the thing with the rich and everything like that, I can't be jealous, stuff like that. I'm not. Like, I just said it. I don't know what happened on that Friday. Why I did that. I guess I was just like playing a part and stuff like that. I would have to like looked at like what happened on Thursday and stuff like that, or in the morning. But I don't know. This is sort of like psychoanalyst, or we lost the one girl in California I used to talk with. I got a block there. But psychoanalysts, analytizations, or whatever, like catharsis, catharsis, like getting it out, like because you do all this like soul searching and everything, and talking about all this stuff. It brings back a lot of memories and stuff like that. Like I'm kind of in tune with a lot of things that went on, stuff. And I do wish happy birthday. I've never. There's so many people. Like I said. I guess if I got set off, because I remember, Friday Friday morning I was like getting the papers. I was just like, I was thinking like, what if I died? Like, just think, like, who's gonna go to my funeral and stuff like that? Like, they don't even think of me like when I'm alive, like, so what would be the point? Like, I hope I go way before my mom, I hope my mom, I hope she lives to a nice age. I hope everyone does, Nobody wants to see anybody die. That's not what we're here for. And nobody wants arguing all the time, like, I have a little bit left. I'm gonna finish my coffee. It was weird. I put gas in the car, and the mileage went down. Like I had more miles to go on what was in the tank before I put the gas in. I don't know. This girl works part-time at a sex shop. The one girl, she's only there 2 days a week. She works part-time, and she does those vapors. I don't know, the vapor out there. I'm not blaming her. It'd be a conspiracy. What does she have to do with pumps? It wasn't sucking the gas out. Anyway, gotta be careful. Our deer hang back there. So yes, we gave it a little bit here, show you our range and how dynamic we are and stuff like that. But with me, like, I was there's our deer. I was talking with my mom last night about something. I don't know what we were talking about. She's like, you believe what they do to this guy? I go, you believe what they do with the Stormy Daniels and all that? I say, me, Mom, you can't judge. Like, every once in a while, like, I'll bring up, some things, that I kind of learned, like, again, I'm not gonna, like, sport them on here. Yep, they're up there, too. They're just chilling up there, the deer. But I kind of think, if it is true, I don't want to like invade on anyone's beliefs. That's one thing. The politics is another. The politics, I guess, I could skate around some things, but like, you start bringing up all this stuff, like, with how do you expect to be forgiven if you don't forgive and stuff like that? It'd be like, surely we're not here just to point out things. I know there's scriptures about that. Like, it's like, oh, look. But, I did this, I did that, but, I remember Chris Rock did a thing one time, like, it was a funny little skit. He's like, I didn't kill anybody, maybe I ate a cheeseburger and all that. I forget how the joke went. Anyway.
They came here to essentially set up their model of kingship that they had wherever they came from, here. And that's all we are. We're like a colony. We're basically, when you think of when Columbus came over and wrecked Columbus and Pizarro and Cortez, kind of destroyed all the Native American civilizations in the Central and North America and South America. So we're just like a colony that's been pushed in a certain direction based on our rulers.
Someone who's there, reach out, touch me. I said, reach out and touch me. There. Dang it. We'll see you tonight on The Dope Show.